To talk more about it is Scott Strazik. He is the CEO of GE Vernova. Hi, Scott.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's great to have you back here at the exchange. Now let's talk about the major news announcement that you wanted to share with us on NYSE TV Live.
You bet. I mean, we had our second investor update of the year yesterday after our spin on April 2nd, and we were really talking a lot about how the markets are accelerating on many levels today. I mean, the world needs electricity, and GE Vernova is very well positioned to serve that, both with increased demand for both grid equipment and gas turbine capability that's led to us taking our revenue projections up from mid-single-digit revenue to high single-digit revenue. At the exact same time, all three of our business segments are expanding margin, and we're generating a lot of cash. So that's why yesterday we announced our first dividend effective Q1 25 and a $6 billion stock buyback program.
Amazing. And what would you say are other big headlines, other news that are coming out of GE Vernova?
Well, we are also investing in the long term today. So we talked a lot about the $9 billion we're going to invest in the next 4 years in both R&D and CapEx to serve this market. We spent time talking about long-term technologies like small modular reactors and the role nuclear is going to play, our grid software business and the role that's going to play in the world going forward, along with things like carbon capture that will ultimately attach to gas turbines in the decades that follow.
AI and data center electricity demand are huge topics of conversation right now, especially in this sector. But how would you say this is impacting GE Vernova's overall business strategy?
It's becoming a clear market opportunity for us. Yesterday we talked about the fact that we've secured 9 gigawatts of new gas reservation slot agreements for new gas turbines that are very closely tied to the hyperscaler AI demand. And we think this is just the beginning of what's going to be a huge market opportunity for us. This year we also do a lot of electrical equipment deals with the hyperscalers. We'll do over $500 million of orders on things like transformers and switchgears. So we're just getting started, but there's a lot of opportunity ahead.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on the nuclear side? How is the progress going in the pace at which GE Vernova is expanding?
There's multiple opportunities. It starts with the fact that we've got 65 plants in the U.S. right now running with our equipment. That we have opportunities to uprate and very quickly this decade provide multiple gigawatts of nuclear electrons to the grid. By the end of the decade, we'll have our 300 megawatt small modular reactors commissioned with our first plant in Ontario, Canada. And in the next decade, that's going to become a material part of GE Vernova and a more material part of the new energy capacity that's being built in the country and the world.
And you know, 2025 is just around the corner. What would you say are some of the biggest things that you're looking out for when it comes to the overall electricity space?
Well, we really have to continue to focus on fulfillment. I mean, we've got the markets coming our way. We've got a growing backlog. Our equipment backlog is up 50% in just the last 7 quarters. So our focus right now is ramping up that fulfillment while doing it in the safest, highest quality way that we can.
And I want to know more about how you're supportive of sustainability and the renewable energy integration.
You bet. I mean, when we talk about sustainability, we talk about both electrifying the world and doing it in a cleaner way every day. And that's when we talk about the carbon intensity of our install base in totality. We can do that by applying zero carbon technologies to gas with things like hydrogen and carbon capture. We'll grow our wind business over time. We generally have about half of the market share with onshore wind in the US as an example, along with things we talked about like small modular reactors.
Yeah. And you know, there's a lot of things that are impacting markets that are happening in our world. We're seeing a new administration take shape in January. Talk to me if that's impacted your business in any way and how you're addressing those challenges.
Well, when I hear the administration talk about energy strategy, they're talking very much about an all-the-above technology strategy that GE Vernova is very well equipped to serve. They talk a lot about U.S. innovation, U.S. competitiveness, using energy security for national security. Those are things that motivate us, both for the U.S., but to export that technology for economic development in the world and, frankly, for peace.
Key priorities for 2025?
We'll have our first full year as a public company. We've got real opportunities to serve this market. It starts with safety and quality, continue to use our growing cash balance in shareholder-friendly ways. We've got a lot to look forward to.
And I'm sure more news announcements down the line. You'll come on the show and join us more.
We look forward to it, Trini. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Scott. It was a pleasure.
Very good.